All right.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. How are you feeling today?
Good.
Good. Me too. Ready to learn a little bit?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so let's start with just a little bit of review of what we learned last week. So we have our vocab words up here that we mastered. We've got excretion, which is the removal of waste materials from a living organism. We've got movement, which is change from one place or position to another. We've got reproduction, which is the process of making more of the same organism. We've got sensitivity, which is feeling or reacting to your environment. We also have growth, which means increase in size. We've got nutrition, the process of getting food. And finally, we have respiration, the process of changing food into energy by using oxygen. Okay. So today, I don't think I'm sharing. Oh yeah, okay. Today, we're going to be able to determine whether or not something is living or non-living based on what we hear in a lecture. You're also going to be able to describe new vocabulary terms around biology and living things. You will be able to understand reduced speech from the lecture, which is often used in spoken English. You will be able to hear reduced vowel sounds in spoken English and determine what is being said. And you will be able to understand connected speech and hear what the words are being used / connected. And this is going to be very useful for you because oftentimes when native English speakers are talking, we like to speak really quickly. So we connect and we reduce some of our speech, and this can be very difficult for second language learners. Oh, we already did that. So to start us off, I'd like you to work with your partner and talk about this. Which one of these is living and non-living? We've got a list of things here, and try to think. So get with your partner, just the person right next to you. And organize these.
What's living? Okay.
How do I?
Well, that's nice chart.
Oh.
Okay, so accessible. Okay, living.
Windy.
What do you think? Bumblebee? I like it. It's good scaffolding.
Is the leaf on the tree or not?
It's.
Mm.
You decide. Does it make a difference?
Okay.
It does, actually.
If we said,
Yeah, I think the intent is that it is.
trees and
Bacteria. It's not.
Okay, what do we think? Is a monkey living or non-living? Living. What about a tomato plant? Living. Bumblebee?
living.
Living. Leaf. Let's see a leaf on the ground. Is that living? No. On a leaf on a tree. Do you think that's living? Okay. Wind. Is wind a living thing? No. Is water living? No. Is a cow? Yeah. What about the cow's milk? No. Okay. A tree? Yeah. You think a tree is living? Okay. Do you think a cloud is living? No. All right. And what about this? Bacteria? Yeah. You think bacteria is living? Okay. Well, we're going to learn more about this, and we're going to learn how to know for sure if something is living or non-living. All right, so again, we're going to get back with our partners and we're going to think. What is biology and what makes something alive? Ask those questions to each other. Think about it, share, and we'll come back as a class and talk about it.
Sound is oxygen, right? It's oxygen. Yeah, it's the Chinese organism. The structure is not the oxygen. There are cells from cells. From cells. Yeah, maybe they all do have oxygen. Do they? No, they're not underwater animals. No, they don't. No, that's a good question. I think they have their molecule. They have their cells.
Yeah.
It's a cell. So it's a Chinese thing. You can come down. It's made up of cells.
All right. Let's see, the group in the back. What do you think biology is? Study of living organisms. All right, that's a really good answer. And group in the front, I heard you talking pretty in depth about this. What makes something alive?
Having cells. They're made up of cells.
Made up of cells. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Did you guys have a different idea in the back? Probably oxygen. Oxygen makes something alive? Okay, good idea. What about animals in the very bottom of the ocean? Is there oxygen down there that they're breathing and using? Is there? We're going to learn all of these things today, and by the end of the class, you're going to have solid answers for these questions.
Good, excellent.
All right, so coming back to spoken English, we're going to prepare you a little bit for the lecture you're about to hear. Oftentimes in English, we reduce certain vowel sounds, and this is called a schwa. And you're going to hear this a lot. Americans and all English speakers like to talk very quickly. And in doing this, we often reduce many, even full words down to one single sound, and it's always a sound. So listen to me say these in my normal speaking English. There are many different kinds of ice cream. Did you hear me say of ice cream? And I think I can do this. Do you hear that A sound? I think I can do this. I'm going to the mall. I was going to give it to you. I will have a chocolate cake for my birthday. So you can see of, can, to, you, and a all had that same sound when I was speaking in my spoken English. It all got changed to an sound. This is something that you're going to hear a lot, and we'll see this in our lecture today too. So you have to use your context and the words around to figure out what that sound really is saying. A lot of times we also connect our speech in English, and these are just some examples of spoken English that happens a lot. In fact, a lot of young kids now with texting and computers, because we say words like this all the time, they think these are the actual words. I will have students write gonna instead of going to in their papers. So have to often sounds like have to. Want to often sounds like wanna. Going to sounds like gonna. Trying to sounds like tryna. Could have, coulda. Would have, woulda. And should have, shoulda. And notice that you always hear this sound at the end. Do you remember what that's called?
Schwa.
The schwa. I'm gonna do my homework as soon as I get home. Can you see which one was being reduced here in this first sentence? I'm gonna do my homework as soon as I get home. Did you hear me say going to or gonna? Gonna. There are many different kinds of ice cream. What was being connected or reduced there? There are many different kinds of ice cream. Kinds of. The flowers adapt to their environment. Their environment. Right here, often when we have one word ending in a consonant and the next word starting with a vowel, they're going to be connected. Their environment. The flowers adapt to their environment. Can you say that with me?
The flowers adapt to their environment.
Their environment. The sunflowers open towards the sun. The sunflowers open towards the sun. Can you say that with me? The sunflowers open towards the sun. The consonant in sunflowers is going to get connected to the O and open. The sunflowers open towards the sun.
The sunflowers open towards the sun.
Perfect. All right, so those are some of the examples of spoken English that you are about to hear in the lecture. So you're going to listen for connected speech with one consonant connecting to the vowel in the next word. You're going to listen to reduced speech for that sound and try to figure out what word is being used based on the content. And yes, oh, and also, I'm sorry, I forgot to teach this. As soon as. This is another part of connected speech that you're going to hear. When you have one consonant ending a word and then the same sound starting the next word, that's going to be reduced. So you're going to hear as soon as. One S sound here, and then you have another vowel sound with a consonant in front. So all of this gets connected. I'm going to do my homework as soon as I get home. Alrighty. Share.
Oh, wow.
How did you get there?
Yeah, how did you
This is the DVD that came with the book. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just gonna try it.
Okay, so you can show, but you can't share your document. Oh, see, okay, good.
So now we're going to start learning what is biology and what makes something alive. How can we tell for sure if something is alive? We're going to listen to this lecture and I will stop.
Is anyone reviewing?
Yeah. I'm going to stop the video after each question so we can all make sure we get all the information, okay?
Today's biology lecture, everyone. Biology is the study of all living things on our planet.
What is biology?
All living things.
Study.
The study of all living things on our planet.
Welcome to today's biology lecture, everyone. Biology is the study of all living things on our planet.
One more time. What is biology?
All the things on our planet.
The study of all living things on this planet specifically. All right, now try to listen for what is a life process.
But what do we mean when we say living thing? What does it mean to be alive? Well, scientists have a very clear way to answer that question. When scientists want to check if something is living or non-living, they look for 7 life processes, or 7 special actions that all living things must do.
Did we get that? He doesn't say it very clearly, but he explains what a life process is. Did anyone catch it? No? Okay, that's okay. We'll go back and listen to it again.
Scientists want to check if something is living or non-living. They look for 7 life processes, or 7 special actions that all living things must do.
So we have 7 life processes, or in other words,
7 special actions.
All living things
All.
must do.
7 special actions that all living things must do. So a life process is a special action.
It is defined if something's living or dying.
All living things must do. All right, now listen very closely to this next one. What are the 7 life processes?
The 7 life processes are movement, reproduction, sensitivity, growth, nutrition, respiration, and excretion.
He goes by those really fast. Let's listen to those again.
Growth. Oops, sorry.
Living things must do. The 7 life processes are movement,
Movement,
reproduction, sensitivity, growth, nutrition, respiration, and excretion.
all right. Did someone get all of those?
Yeah.
Susan, can you read out to me what are the 7 life processes?
Movement, sensitivity, growth, respiration, excretion, reproduction, and nutrition.
Good, and we know from our last lecture what all of those are.
Right there. I didn't even notice that.
All right. What are the 3 reasons plants and animals move?
These 7 actions are like a checklist. If something has all 7, it's a living thing. But even if one process is missing, then it cannot be called a living thing. As you can see, this checklist is very important to biologists. So in our lecture today, let's look at each life process in more detail. I'll start with 2 life processes that are easy to observe and understand. Growth and movement. All living things grow, which means they increase in size. Plants, for example, grow taller and wider throughout their lives. Animals start growing as soon as they're born. Unlike plants, however, they usually stop growing.
Did you hear that connected speech? Go back to that example.
In size. Plants, for example, grow taller and wider throughout their lives. Animals start growing as soon as they're born.
What did he say there? Animals start growing as soon as they're born. As soon as. Does that sound like as soon as? Connects it very clearly there.
Unlike plants, however, they usually stop growing when they become adults. All living things also move. I'm sure you can think of many examples of different kinds of animal movement. Walking, flying, swimming. Plants move too, but not in the same way as animals. Plants move their roots down into the earth and their leaves up towards the sky. Sunflowers open in the morning and close.
Did you hear that connected speech? Sunflowers open. That S is carrying over.
At night. Of course, the movement of a plant is much slower than the movement of an animal. An interesting similarity between plants and animals is that they all move for the same reasons.
All right, now listen carefully for your next question, number 4.
To get food, to find a safe place to live, and to escape from danger.
I'll play that once more because it goes by pretty quick.
Much slower than the movement of an animal. An interesting similarity between plants and animals is that they all move for the same reasons. To get food, to find a safe place to live, and to escape from danger.
Did anyone catch all 3 reasons? Susan, you did?
Yes, to find food, to find a safe place to live, and to escape danger.
To find food, to find a safe place to live, and to escape danger. Good.
Let's move on to the third life process on our checklist. This next process is called sensitivity. What that means is that living things notice their environment and respond to changes in their environment.
We already know that.
Animals take in information about their environment by using their senses. In other words, they see, hear, smell, taste, and feel things around them. Plants also take in information about their environment. Although plants do not have as many senses as animals, they do notice changes in water and light. The sunflower got its name because it turns its flower to follow the sun all day long.
How did the sunflower get its name?
Because it gets sun all day long. What was it?
It turns its face towards
Oh, that's right. That's
Right. It uses both movement and sensitivity. Turns its flower to face the sun all day long.
Have as many senses as animals, they do notice changes in water and light. The sunflower got its name because it turns its flower to follow the sun all day long.
Okay. All right, so now after watching that lecture, we know for sure how to determine whether something is living or not. So a flower, does it have all 7 life processes? Is it living?
Yeah.
Okay. A monkey?
Yeah.
A tomato plant?
Yes.
What about a tomato picked off the plant?
No.
No. A bumblebee?
Yep.
A pencil? No? No. How about a leaf on a tree?
Yes.
What about, this is something to think about. If you think about a leaf on a tree as the same way you would your hand on your body. Is your hand a living thing? Does it have a mind of its own that can react? A little tricky. Wind. Does that have any life processes? It moves.
Mm.
No nutrition. No nutrition. Water. It might be what gives us life, but is it alive? No. Cow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a cow does all of these things, right? Milk from the cow. No. Milk from the cow is kind of the same thing as water for humans, right? The tree itself, is the tree a living thing? All right. And can't see what the bottom one is. Oh, a cloud. No. Okay. Good job. So you now know how to determine what is living and what is not. And you know how to listen to connected speech and spoken English. For myself. Stop share. Stop recording.